Hello there, Stanley Carr here. I love collecting music and sports memorabilia. Want to know where you can find some? I'll tell you. Go to oldglory.com. This website features one-of-a-kind apparel from your favorite sports teams and musical artists. And I can help you get 15% off of all items. Use the code WWH135. Enjoy the episode.
Welcome to Wrestling with Heart, a podcast looking at pro wrestlers giving back to their community. Join me, Stanley Carr, as I interview wrestling's hottest names who use their platforms as entertainers to raise awareness and do community service.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Heart. This is the show where we talk with professional wrestlers and professional wrestling personalities about their lives in and outside of the ring, as well as doing acts of charity work, community service, volunteering, and spreading positivity. We're always about the positive vibes here on the show. And with me right now, I've got a very special guest. She is a rising star in the world of professional wrestling. I am pleased to welcome the one and only Brittnie Brooks.
The center of attention. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, it's my pleasure. So tell me about your childhood. Where did you grow up?
Ooh, I grew up in Arizona, like around like the Glendale area. Phoenix, Arizona is where like I'm billed from, but if you know Arizona, it's like a little bit from Phoenix, but I grew up just such a big wrestling fan. Like I was so obsessed with it, like posters all over the wall. I recently posted some photos for John Cena's last match, and like you could see all the posters on my wall. I mean, every time WWE came to Arizona, I had to go. I had so many t-shirts. I was just everything. Every Christmas I would ask for all wrestling stuff. So I was just so obsessed. And yeah.
So watched it religiously.
Oh, I did. Oh, I did.
So I guess is it fair to say John Cena was your favorite?
He was, yeah. It was very, very hard to watch his last match. I managed to stay off social media because I literally was wrestling right after his match ended because I was like, getting ready for it to go out. The match before me was happening and somebody was watching it and they're like, oh my gosh, come watch, like Cena's match. And I was like, no, I gotta go. So I went out, I did my match. I came back. I met some fans, sold some merch, and then I managed to get no spoilers. So I didn't know what was happening and I watched it organically for the first time, and I didn't know anything that was going to happen, and I just really wanted to experience because I knew it was going to be my last time to actually experience him wrestling live. And I've gotten the opportunity to see him so many times live, even now, like as a wrestler doing extra work and stuff. It's like it's so special, and it's just so cool to see him do so much. Like I saw he went and trained at Natty School and helped out them, and then he did the Lodestone wrestling, and like I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad I didn't go. Like I really, 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 really want to meet him at a wrestler capacity because I've met him in passing. I've had like brief conversations with him, but I want him to like remember me, you know what I mean? And be able to watch me wrestle and like give me feedback. That's like the dream. So, yeah.
I've definitely had the pleasure of getting to watch John Cena compete a few times and getting to hear some of the stories about the ways that he's been able to give back and do things. Seems like, one of the most, generous individuals in the world, just so giving and loves to put a smile on someone's face. And how you felt about Cena's retirement, I felt the same way when Undertaker wrestled Roman at Mania in Orlando. I know he had a few matches after that, obviously, of course, with AJ Styles, but that was very emotional. When he had the jacket and hat, laying that in the ring, a lot of people were upset. That was a very emotional moment, getting to see Cena in the middle of the ring facing Gunther. But we'll kind of fast forward a little bit. Did you know right then and there as a kid that this is what you wanted to do?
Absolutely, yeah. Like I didn't really know it was possible. I feel like I went to a Raw in 2013. I don't even know how old I was in 2013. I was like math. I was like 9. And I went to my first Raw, and it was just so crazy because like you watch these people on TV and you just don't really think it's real. It's like you watch a movie and you're like, oh, these people, like you just are so invested in the characters, you forget that they're real people and you forget that it's actually possible to do something like that. So literally for as long as I can remember, I mean, I was just like, I want to be a wrestler. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I mean, every time we'd get like they do Martin Luther King Day at school and we get these little like things where it's like my dream is or like when I grow up I want to be or I have a dream, blah 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 blah. I would always put to be WWE Women's Champion or at the time Divas Champion or to just be a WWE wrestler. Like I knew it was what I wanted because before that I wanted to be a cheerleader. But like that was like kindergarten. And then by first grade, I was saying WWE wrestler. And so, yeah, I really knew that that's what I wanted to do. And fortunately, I got to start training when I was 15 years old. So I was still kind of a kid when I started training. So it just kind of reiterated and refocused me to know that this is exactly what I want.
Well, when you talk about training, it's a very different kind of physical work. Growing up was sports ever something that you got to be involved in, like basketball or softball or volleyball? Was that ever something that you
No,
wanted to do?
I did karate when I was younger. I did Okinawan karate for literally like 10 years, and it's like it led into me like doing wrestling, and we'd have wrestling the same days. So like once I got my black belt, I kind of stopped because of wrestling. But I did that, and I also did Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but it was never like honestly, I didn't feel like I retained it all now because I was so young when I started it. Like now, I'm not a submission wrestler, so. I definitely don't put out the energy that I used to do jujitsu, but it was so many years ago. But yeah, those were like all I really did. I just always wanted to be a wrestler. And I tried cheerleading. I was a cheerleader in eighth grade. I was like the worst one. But yeah, I never really did those like athletic sports.
Well, when you know you have a dream and you want to do something, and you go for it, you have those hurdles you have to overcome. What would you say it was something that the biggest obstacle you felt you had to overcome, and how are you able to get out of it?
So I think I have torn both my ACLs in the past 3 years. So I tore my first one. No, maybe it was 4 years. I tore my first one in 2022. So yeah, it was 3 years. In 2022, March. And that was when I was just starting to like get on shows. Like I only wrestled in Arizona, so I didn't really have like a lot going on. I didn't know how to get bookings. I didn't know how to travel. I didn't know how to, do conventions. I didn't know how to do anything. And I was still kind of under 18, I think. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna. So that was really difficult. And then I came back and I wrestled through 2023 and then half of 2024 and I tore my other ACL last year. And that was definitely the most difficult thing because stars were starting to align. I was starting to get a lot of opportunities. Things were starting to happen for me. And now it's like, oh, this girl has, two blown knees. So even now coming back, it's been really difficult to even like get bookings or even talk to promoters because it's like, we don't want her to get hurt at our show because like I understand, like, to some people, I may look injury prone, but I also know that, like, it is only two knee injuries. Like, people go through way worse, people go through way more. Like, it's just starting to, like, rebuild back those pieces and show people I'm good. Like, I called when I first came back the BB comeback tour. And honestly, I would still consider this the comeback tour, even though it's over, but, like, it's still the comeback tour because I need to prove to these people that, in a year, nothing happened to my knees. In 2 years, nothing happened to my knees. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm good now. Like, and I'm extra safe and extra precautious. I wear knee braces and everything. But that was very, very hard to overcome because when you get the surgery, you literally can't bend your leg. You have to relearn how to bend your leg. You have to relearn how to walk. You have to relearn how to squat, bear weight. Like, I still don't squat as much as I used to, like 2 years ago. But like, it's just slowly building it back. Balance is very difficult. And then everything in the ring, like when I came back, I had to relearn how to run the ropes. I had to relearn how to roll. I had to relearn how to put like it was weird to put like weight on my knee if I'm kneeling. It was just a lot. And it was really hard the second time around because it's like I've already lived through this and now I have to experience this again. And the first couple weeks after surgery just sucks so bad. It burns, it hurts. Like we have one of those showers that's like a bathtub. So you have to like step up into the bathtub and it's like you can't even bend your leg to get it's just the worst. And you can't obviously use the crutches in the bathtub. So it's just it's a lot and I definitely fully understand anyone like who goes through any type of injury because it just really, really sucks. But I also know it's a part of the game and it's a part of being a wrestler. Like no wrestler doesn't ever get injured. Like it's very, very, very rare. So
Yeah, I mean, when you're in a lot of pain, you experience a lot of soreness, but over time, your muscles and joints heal up, and you got to go back into training again. And when you're doing these drills and putting the work in, what are some things that your trainers are telling you that you've applied to today, and any pieces of advice that you recall when starting out?
oh, to me, like the biggest thing when starting out, like for a wrestler, is to just keep showing up even on the days you don't want to. There was like one week where I realized like, you have these breakthroughs over time and first like when you first are experiencing things you're not thinking and people are telling you stuff and you're like, I don't know, like but then over time you realize like, oh, this is right. Like you have to show up. There's gonna be because when you start, it's like the funnest thing in the world. And then as time goes on, you're just like, I just wrestled 3 matches this weekend. I don't want to go to training, but I have to. I just, was on the road for 5 days. I gotta go home. I gotta go to the gym. Those are the most important days, the days you don't want to show up because anything you do is going to be better than if you just didn't go at all. And I try to have that mindset, especially like working out on the road because a lot of times I can't get into gyms because I have like a membership and those gyms are only in like Nevada, Arizona, Utah. So it's only a few places where I can just get in. So a lot of times it's like $30 to go to the gym for one time or $50 to go to the gym for one time. And I've been lucky to like get into a lot of gyms, but sometimes it's just hard. Like I just got off the plane and I have to go straight to the show. Can I go to the gym? Do I have time? And it's just like putting in the work on the days that you don't want to is the most important thing ever.
Yeah. You have to show passion for this industry, as well as
Exactly.
anything. So, yeah, definitely that. What would you say is like your biggest motivator for days when you're just like, oh, I don't feel like doing this?
I think absolutely my biggest motivator is looking at the people at WWE and their schedules. And sometimes, I'm tired, I'm not feeling good. And I'm like, well, there's people who are on the road like Cody Rhodes. He's never home. He has an insane schedule. Or I was just listening to the Chris Van Fleet episode of John Cena. He said that he went 36 hours without sleeping. And he was doing the shows flying back to Budapest to do filming and then coming back to the States to do an episode that he needed to be at and then going back. And I'm like, those people are such insanely hard workers. And that's where I want to go. Those are the people that I want to surround myself with. And if I'm complaining about being on the road doing these like little indie shows and, coming home and it's nothing compared to what these people are doing at WWE. And so that's like a huge motivator because it's like, if I can do this now, it's going to be second nature when I get, to WWE and the main roster. Like, so it definitely motivates me. Or like Natalia, she was doing her book tour and still going to Raws and SmackDowns and still training her classes at the dungeon. Like Natalia is just so incredible and she's such a hard worker. So seeing those people that I grew up loving, seeing them work their asses off, like, okay, what I have is not that important. I can go to the gym. I can make it through my workout. Like, you know what I mean?
The importance of having a work ethic is cannot be understated. If
Absolutely.
this is what you want to do in life, if there's any passion, whether it's wrestling or acting or being a musician, um, you have to go for it 100% and put in a
Absolutely.
lot of effort into it. So, uh, what is your ultimate goal in professional wrestling?
Shoot, I mean, my biggest goal is to be on the main roster and win WWE Women's World Championship, win the WWE Women's Championship, like, and to just impact people. Like I said, Cena is my biggest role model and my biggest, inspiration to become a wrestler. But he's also my biggest inspiration as a person. He's done so much for so many people. I literally just watched a video like 20 minutes ago of on his day of the last match, he was doing a make-a-wish. And I'm just like, this man really impacts so many people's life and he's just so kind to people. And like we were just talking about, he barely gets any sleep. And I don't know about you, but when I don't get sleep, I can get a little grouchy. So the fact that he is able to do so much and have his hands in so many things and not ever be rude to anyone, it's actually insane. Like, and that's what I want. I want to impact people's life and I want to inspire them to wrestle the way that John Cena and the Bella twins have for me. Like, without their, even though they didn't even know me, without their mentorship and without them doing what they did, and I probably wouldn't be a wrestler. And I just want to be that. I want to be somebody's John Cena. I want to be somebody's Nikki Bella because those people inspired me so much. And I just want to be great at wrestling. It's so hard and it's ever evolving, and there's so much competition now. I just want to be great and I just want to be the best. And I know to be the best, like we said, we have to keep putting in that work and we have to keep showing up every single day. So,
Exactly. And you've had the chance to, so far, throughout your career, wrestle against so many different opponents. I got the chance to see you at an event in Nashville. I know you were at WrestleCade a while back. Who have been some of your favorite opponents that you've gotten to be in the ring with so far?
ooh, okay, that's a good question. Definitely, I call them my forever rivals, Zeta Steel and Maggie Lee. They were like my favorite matches I've had. They were really cool matches, all at Dreamwave. You could probably find them on YouTube. I've wrestled Zeta like I think like four times, like two singles matches. I did like a tag match against her. I've done a triple threat against her, and I did triple threat at WrestleMania weekend. Oh, I've wrestled her like five times actually. And then Maggie, I've wrestled quite a few times as well. Those are just like my favorite matches, and I think the build, it's hard on the indies to actually build something because we're states away. The shows are only running once or twice every couple months. So it's hard to build stuff. And I feel like Zeta and I built our matches very well. Maggie and I built our matches very well because people were actually invested. People were actually watching. And it's a very hard thing to do when you're not on weekly TV and you're not at the same shows as these people. So you can't even do like run-in segments. Like you can't do anything, but we were able to really create something that I'm so proud of. And also, I had a couple matches at TNA. I was Alicia Fox's first match back on TV in like 7 or 8 years. And I was also the Iconics' first match back on TV in, so many years. And even though, like, it was a smaller position to be in the ring with women that I grew up watching, watched Alicia on Total Divas, like watched her and Team Bella. Like I said, the Bellas were my favorite. So it was just so special to have those moments and to wrestle for TNA because TNA is such a big company and such a big platform. And it was just so much fun. And yeah.
Well, you're getting that national exposure, and it's just one step closer to hitting the big time. So having that opportunity, you can only go up from there. So I'd imagine, you get those butterflies in your stomach. You're just like, oh man, this is so cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. The bright lights are on. We're on TV. So much is happening. It's amazing.
Dream opponents.
Oh, so I think you know where we're going with this. Nikki Bella, obviously. Um, Absolutely Rhea Ripley. Absolutely Natalia. I would love to wrestle Natalia. Or Natty. Low-key legend Natty. I don't know. She might mess me up though, because she's very intimidating. Um, Definitely Tiffany Stratton, because I do get compared to her quite a bit. Blonde. She used to be called the center of the universe. No correlation with the center of attention, I will say. I just started calling myself that because Give Me More, she says the center of attention. And I was like, oh, that's great. And then like months later, I realized Tiffany was using the center of the universe. And I was like, but I do think it's a little different. But yeah, definitely her. There's so many women. Chelsea Green, she's so incredible. Like she's been incredible. There's literally so many, and I can't even think of them all right now because you know what I mean. There's just so much talent, and so many people from different backgrounds. Like we have the people who have been wrestling fans their entire lives. We have the people who got into it through like training at the PC was their first exposure to wrestling. Like, and they're all so talented. Like NXT is so stacked right now. Blake Monroe, I would love to wrestle her. Sol Ruka. I get compared to her a lot too because the way we both like wave our hair. One time I posted a picture, it was when I was injured, and it like blew up. And I was like, this is very random for this random photo to just like blow up. And so many of the comments were like, you look like Sol Ruka. Oh, I thought this was Sol Ruka. And I was like, this is so funny because like I don't think I look like her at all. But you know what I mean? I think it's like the crimped hair, and I was looking down so you couldn't really see my face. So
I don't think there has ever been a more perfect time to be a wrestling fan than right now because there are just infinitely so many companies and so many promotions and places for people to work and people to watch the show. And
absolutely.
it's just phenomenal to see how accessible everything is now because you just used to only have maybe one or two networks carrying wrestling. Now you got so many of them and you can watch them online too.
Exactly. Like one of the things when I like first started doing shows, I worked for a promotion that never really posted the matches, so I didn't really have content of my matches. So now I do all these promotions and it's like, oh, I can like instantly look at what I did and instantly post something online, instantly do a highlight reel, instantly have clips. It's so cool too because, that's what I'm trying to get ready to go to WWE, so it helps having these places that have the content and we learn how to work towards the cameras and we learn how to time stuff and because that's obviously ultimately what I'm trying to go for. So it is really cool that the indies have really stepped up their game too because this is like, the segue to TV.
Exactly. It's just the independent scene is just white hot right now. And it's I feel like it's going to only continue to get hot in the years to come.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, I want to switch gears and talk about some of the stuff you've done outside of wrestling. I know you've been involved with doing a lot of charity work and doing things around your community. What kinds of things and activities, organizations have you been a part of over the years as far as giving back is concerned?
I think like the most recent ones were You Are More. It's a company about mental health, and I'm super big into mental health. Like I've seen so many people struggle with it, so it's something that I just really care about. So You Are More is an incredible nonprofit organization. They sell these shirts, I mean all types of shirts. Right now they have a collab shirt with TNA that they just re-uploaded, and I think they're like half off, so y'all can go get them right now. It's just literally amazing. Their whole thing is about suplexing the stigma. Like you're not the stigma and you are more than what your brain is trying to tell you. So that was a really cool one. We did a benefit show for that in September and that was absolutely incredible. It was so awesome. And the guys that run it, Lewis and Jose, they're just so amazing and they were very, very, very selfless. And then I've also been working with Split Life, which is another mental health company. Those guys are amazing too. They're more on the bodybuilding side, like they're more compared to like dark sport to where they're like advertising that stuff and they're really awesome. And then thinking back, like I've helped at food banks and stuff and that was always like really impactful to me because no one should ever have to be hungry. And that's so hard for me to think about, like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe there's people out there that like don't get Christmas presents. There's people out there who don't get to eat every day. And I was very fortunate to grow up in a house where there was always food on the table. So I want to give back for the people who didn't have that. And yeah, there's been a lot of things. I was in NHS when I was in high school, so the National Honor Society. So every single weekend almost I was doing volunteer events. We did like marathons that were charities. We did like we helped marathons. We were like handing water to the people. I wasn't running. I don't think I could run 21 miles, but or however many miles it is. But yeah, I definitely did a lot more because now with wrestling, my schedule is very kind of all over the place. But like I said, I need to make time because if someone like John Cena can make time for this stuff, so can I.
Exactly. Was there a particular event that you were a part of that was very heartwarming?
I was a part of obviously the benefit show for Chris Bay, like that's obviously my boyfriend, so of course I was there. But to just see everyone and all their support and all the fans, I mean, everyone bought his t-shirts. All the wrestlers wrestled for free. I mean, we had Ricochet on the show. A lot of people who don't do indie shows that much. Like Ricochet was there. John Morrison was there. Literally, so many. Karrion Cross, while he was still in WWE, was there wrestling. There was so many incredible people on that show, and it just showed. I already knew, like, because obviously last year was very difficult with everything that Chris went through, and just trying my best to be by his side and support him through all of it. And to just see all of the love and everyone just cares so much. I already knew that everyone loved him, but to see everyone come together and everyone talking about the show online and to just be able to see him walk out to the ring when they literally told him he would never be able to walk again, that was literally one of the top 5 moments of my life, if not the best moment of my life, to just see all these people care for someone that I care about so much. And I'm not trying to make it about me because obviously it was about Chris, but like to just see all that, I was like, damn, like you wrestling really has an impact. And it didn't matter if these people were wrestling for WWE, AEW, TNA, like they were all there for him. And he brought the entire community together. So
Yeah, it definitely seems like it was very emotional.
absolutely.
Everything that he went through and being able to have a platform where people can express their love and support. I mean, that really means so much.
Absolutely.
What is it about giving back to the community that gives you the most joy?
I think, like I was saying earlier, like to just impact someone's life and to just make them happy because these people are paying to come to our wrestling shows and they're paying to be there and they're working long hours, they're working their butts off, they're raising families to just be able to come to a wrestling show and to see us do what we love. And I have the best job in the world. Like, I get paid to do the one thing that I absolutely love more than anything in the world. Like, I get to entertain people and to just give back in that sense even it's so cool because we're making someone's day, we're giving somebody something to look forward to because that's what wrestling shows used to be for me. Like I would find out WWE was coming to town and that was all I looked forward to all however long months for months and months and months, and then the day would finally come and it would be over and then I would look forward to the next show. So you know what I mean, that's what I hope I can bring people by wrestling at the promotions near them.
Yeah, it's this, you're giving them an escape. You're giving them an escape
Exactly.
when somebody's going through something or somebody's going through a hard time in their life. You're providing an escape for them to take their mind off of something for a few hours, and that's no better feeling in the world to be able to do
Absolutely.
that.
Definitely. I love that. Yeah.
Well, Brittany, this has been wonderful getting the chance to speak with you. I want to say thank you for coming on to Wrestling with Heart. It means a lot to me and to my listeners and viewers that are watching this on YouTube. Where can people find out more about you on social media? And if there's anything you want to plug, feel free.
For sure. So my Instagram and TikTok are the Brittnie Brooks. I spell Brittany weird, but I feel like if you start typing in the Brit, it'll pop up. And then on Twitter, I am Brittnie Brooks. I just hit 45K on Instagram. I'm trying to get to
Congratulations.
50K. So let's go. And then I have t-shirts available at prowrestlingtees.com. And then through my DM, I could sell 8x10s, trading cards, stickers, pins, buttons. I got it all. So just hit me up for those. And pretty soon I'm going to get some hoodies, some zip up hoodies in stock, perfect for the winter. And I'm going to sell those through my DM as well. So, but if you want like a t-shirt right now, go to Pro Wrestling Tees, type in Brittnie Brooks.
All right, there you go. Well, thanks again, Brittany, and you're more than welcome to come back.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
This is Wrestling with Heart. I hope you found this podcast to be informative and entertaining. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and look out for the next edition.